Hey y'all, this is Patriot Prepper, and this video is a response. This video is a response to Hoss USMC. He did a video called "When They Come for Your Guns," and I really thought he did an excellent job because a lot of people just don't get that. Even people in my retreat and group, I had to spend almost a year or more convincing some of the people that you cannot permanently defend a retreat. Okay, here's the situation. When they come for your guns, or if there's a what hits the fan and there's marauders, or whether it's a UN gun grabbers, if they come to attack your retreat, there are times and situations where you cannot defend it, and I'm going to get into detail on that in a second. But I want to talk a little bit and say that, yeah, I believe there could be a communist China or those Cuban, communists coming up here, because I think Obama and Clinton, they signed into, they're big advocates of that UN international gun ban, and they want to override the U.S. Constitution. And so there's a chance, if they sign that, if they get into that UN gun ban and they send foreign troops here, then we're going to have to protect our rights as Americans. And Hoss USMC, he did a fine job of explaining how and why you cannot defend a fixed location. Now, he was talking about a home. Now, I'm talking about a retreat or a home or whatever. There comes a point where you cannot defend it. So I see you need to go watch that video, and this is I'm trying to add more material to what he did without reinventing the wheel. Okay, another thing besides gun grabbers, I have several residences in Florida. I divested myself of some of the real estate in Florida and kind of bought down into a less expensive neighborhood. But in the last about a month, there have been 15 robberies within a mile radius of one of my Florida residences. And it's not happening in high-end areas too. So not only do you have to worry about gun grabbers coming in from international gun grabbers, governmental type people, you have to worry about robbery. And guns are high profile. So at this location here in Florida where I'm at right now, I only keep the basics. I keep a rifle, a shotgun, and maybe handgun. But I also, like Hoss USMC, I have stuff stored up at friends' houses, Eagle Wing, my buddy Jay. I got friends that have built-in walk-in gun safes, which won't protect you from a government invasion, if it's an international, gun grab. But it'll protect you from a lot of things. But besides that, I also have, on our retreat and different areas, I have built caches, and the proper pronunciation, I think, is not cache. We're not French, it's cache. And that term is also used in the computer industry, and it's just called cache, C-A-C-H-E. Well, I built various caches and keep things there. And you got to build those things properly. I think I will try to make a video on how I do it. But okay, so beyond just keeping stuff at your friend's house, because you have to be concerned about communications. If what hits the fan and there's martial law, your cell phone system might be shut down when they make the gun grab. They're going to so you won't be able to warn your friends. So you really need to have a cache system outside the home, maybe in a backyard, but it also has to be able so metal detectors can't penetrate it. Not only waterproof, you got to be concerned about metal detectors, because they can just search the property with metal detectors. I have friends that have full automatic weapons that they put behind a drywall. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, that'll stop maybe an ordinary thief, but it's not going to stop, the international gun grabbers, the commies, because they're going to have metal detectors. They're not going to waste their time just searching. They're going to have ways of identifying that. So if you're buried behind the drywall, they're going to get that. All right. Okay, I also want to point out that I have designed and built what I call Gen 4 retreats. And you can watch the video. It's not too popular with the doomsday prepper types, because I kind of a little bit critical of their system. You know, like, to my eyes, a bunker is a death trap. The only thing you use an underground bunker for is for radiation protection in the event of a nuclear fallout. Otherwise, it's a stupid place to hide. They'll always find your air filtration system, and you're in a death trap, or they'll pour gasoline down it. You're putting yourself very vulnerable. You cannot defend a fixed position, even if it's underground. It's stupid. It's a death trap. But I build Gen 4 retreats, and I use every form of electronic warning systems, because I have worked in executive protection as a bodyguard for a number of years. I don't know if you know that. So I use every form of electronic detection and security, and tripwires. I have firing lanes. I've got this thing built so it's very, very defendable. And against common average marauders, and we patrol it, that could be defended, but there's always an overwhelming force. And if you're dealing with international gun grabbers, man, those guys got all kinds of stuff that'll bypass it. From, you know, a mortar system will demolish anything, simple mortar, let alone attack helicopters and any kind of airstrike. So you're really going to have to bug out of your location if you're facing those kinds of odds. That's why caching and hiding stuff and spreading it out over your property and outside your property is a great advice. Hoss USMC has some good advice there, as far as don't keeping all your stuff in one location. Just like investments, you know, you don't keep all your investments in one type of vehicle. You diversify, and that's common sense, and it actually works. So basically, I also have a way to bug out. We have dual purpose motorcycles like the Kawasaki KLR, and you know, ATVs and stuff like that. So when it hits a fan, if you're invaded by these government forces, man, have locations, bug out locations, bug out ways to bug out, whether it's on foot, a motorcycle, like I said, or ATV, but get out of Dodge. Do not stand and try to defend your property against international gun grabber governments. All right, so there's probably a few things I forgot, but I thought this was pretty good information that Hoss USMC had, and I thought I'd add some of my viewpoint response to that. He did a great job. God bless you. It's Patriot Prepper. Want to say keep on prepping. Patriot Prepper over and out.